Hey, how are you? Welcome to PlayStation Grenade. So, you're enjoying your holiday time away from work or education, but before you know it, it'll already be 2019. To help you prepare for the new year, here are 9 great games releasing in January 2019. Please let me know if you'd like to see any on the channel. In fact, saying that, there's nowhere else we could begin. Resident Evil 2 Remake arrives on January 25th. We'll be playing the remake from start to finish here on PlayStation Grenade, so if you don't fancy experiencing the horror all alone, then we can get through it together. By now, I think everyone on the planet knows what Resident Evil is, but to be honest, that message has become a little muddied after the action movie shenanigans of RE5 and 6, and the first-person survival reincarnation of RE7 a few years back. So let's make it clear, Resident Evil is returning to its survival horror roots, taking the great starting setting of the Raccoon City Police Department from the OG Resident Evil 2 and matching it up with the third-person camera angles used in Resident Evil 4. This won't be like an 80s action film, there won't be enough ammunition to take down all the undead, and with an unstoppable juggernaut pursuing us, things are gonna get tense. If you remember the original, or if you're still wondering why RE2 is classed as the best Resident Evil game, you can see for yourself on January 25th. I won't lie, I'm so hyped for this one, I've already purchased my adult diapers. Capcom have a second notable game releasing in January, Onimusha Warlords. Onimusha places us in the shoes of Samanosuke, who is tasked with rescuing a princess. Okay, so that was the story to every video game 20 years ago, but in this one, we play as a samurai. Samanosuke is equipped with a gauntlet to seal the demon's souls to. Hang on, come to mention it, although Onimusha is most definitely a hack and slash action extravaganza, many early elements of the Dark Souls series exist here. Timing counterattacks and watching for patterns in enemy movement to exploit towards victory. Unlike Resident Evil 2, Onimusha is a remaster, not a remake, basically meaning the visuals have been updated with minor tweaks to gameplay mechanics. For example, the camera angles remain fixed in place, as was the norm 20 years ago. This can be a pain on occasion, but heck, you're a badass samurai, live the dream. Onimusha Warlords releases on January 15th. And if it does well, maybe we could see that franchise return for a new outing. Okay, this is questionable, but I'm going to add it anyway. Anthem, EA and BioWare's attempt at sci-fi perpetual shared open world RPG, bloody hell that's a mouthful, is set to release in February, so why is it on the list now? Well, it comes down to pre-order bonuses. Only you can decide if you love them or hate them, but I wanted to make you aware all the same. Those that pre-order Anthem will have access to the VIP beta from January 25th to the 27th. The standard edition also comes with an armor pack and weapon, but we'll discuss that nearer the time. There's an open beta for those who don't want to pay for something which they haven't actually experienced yet. So on February the 1st running to the 3rd, everyone can take part in an open beta for Anthem. I took part in the closed alpha, and although I can't openly talk about it due to an NDA, I can recommend that you try the beta for yourself. And as you can see for yourself, it's like Iron Man, The Division and Destiny all smashed together into a perfect little package. We'll have to see if it lives up to this, but if there's a pink colour scheme, count me in. The full game releases on February 22nd. I fully intend to cover Anthem in much more detail over the next few months. Did you ever play the Kingdom Hearts series? Sadly, I never picked up a copy and completely missed the hype train. Kingdom Hearts 3 is looking to get more of us on board this long-running saga, and kicks off on January the 29th. Kingdom Hearts throws together Disney, Pixar and Final Fantasy characters or art styles to create a standalone universe. This is said to be the final chapter in the series, with a storyline which may need breaking down before playing to get the best out of the narrative. I'm sure that will happen in the opening cinematic. In terms of gameplay, Kingdom Hearts has always been a hack and slash role-playing game, with that oversized key sword, which I'm thinking about buying for my wall. You'll be jumping around from different location to different worlds, such as visiting Disney's Tangled and even Andy's room from Toy Story. Those that play Kingdom Hearts recommend it highly, so will you give it a try? I'd love to know your thoughts. Next, Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown, a flight simulator in 2019. I'm surprised because we don't really see games attempt aviation only. Ace Combat has been perfecting the genre since 1995, with 5 years passing since the last iteration. The game is set in 2019 during a conflict between 2 fictional countries and the impending threat of unmanned drones and political unrest. The voice acting is impressive and conveys the moment-to-moment decision-making a highly skilled pilot makes. And of course, you'll get to shoot things, like you're in Top Gun. Man, I miss Goose. Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown hits consoles on January the 18th with PC release in early February. A quick mention to the Tales of Vesperia. I can't believe I'm saying that in 2019. I feel like this month's theme is updating video games from over a decade ago. The Tales series has been with us since 1995, and the highlight for many players was 2008's Tales of Vesperia, which only appeared in the West on the Xbox 360. This is a typical Japanese RPG, just like Final Fantasy I suppose, but battles occur with real-time elements instead of characters being glued to the ground waiting for their turn to deal damage. If you're a JRPG fan, this one will already be on your list of games to play. If you don't have the nostalgia or the love of the Tales franchise, this one might not float your boat. Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition drops on January the 11th on Xbox One, PS4, Switch and PC. January also sees the return of two episodic adventures. Life is Strange 2 Episode 2 continues the story of Sean and Daniel, releasing on January the 24th, but it's The Walking Dead's final season I'd like to showcase here. You may be unaware, the company making the series, Telltale Games, went out of business last month and let almost all employees go without a severance package. Ouch. Which, as you imagine, messed up many people's lives. Somehow, the remaining bare-bones staff and outsourced workers have been able to finish the final season of The Walking Dead, and January the 15th will release Episode 3, the penultimate act in Clementine's story to survive the zombie apocalypse. It's a tough call to make if you want to continue supporting this franchise now things have changed for their employees, but if you need closure on Clem's story, it's almost time. And finally, Genesis Alpha 1 drops on January 29th. We'll be up in space discovering worlds and searching for a new home for our shipmates. But get this, the universe is procedurally generated, meaning every location is randomly put together from a pool of variations. We play in first person as you'd expect, and there's lots of shooting elements, but there's also building elements and simulation and resource management. In fact, this game has so many genres thrown together it's hard to keep up. We can even play God and splice human DNA with aliens. I'm sure you've all wanted to do that in the past. Genesis Alpha 1 was due to release in the summer of 2018, but was pushed back to January 2019 instead, which does worry me a little bit, but time will tell I suppose. Interested? Let us know in the comments. So there you have it, 2019 is kicking off with a bang. So many great games, but what floats your boat? Resident Evil 2, Onimusha, and maybe I'll try Kingdom Hearts. But what about you? I'm Adam from PlayStation Grenade. It's been a pleasure. See you next time.